What's up, Super Cool Nerds? Ricardo here. I just got back from the Joker screening. Happened a little while ago. So this will be my non-spoiler review, and then I will tell you when I'm gonna start talking spoilers. So that way you can stop watching if you don't want to know what happens. So I'm gonna talk just a little bit about the non-spoiler part because honestly, it's really hard to talk about this movie without giving anything away. So what I will say, like I did in my quick review a little bit ago, it is very much, it's got a Taxi Driver feel to it. It is Scorsese-esque. Todd Phillips did a great job. He was a director. He did a great job just really taking us on a ride of Arthur Fleck, the Joker, who's played by Joaquin Phoenix, who honestly did a phenomenal job. It's up there. It's up there in performance. Man, you know what? He has a chance of being nominated for an award, for Academy Award. I don't know if he'll win if he gets nominated, but it's a really great performance that he just kind of takes you on the ride of him, just of what he's going through. And there's almost like I don't think like Todd Phillips trying to do like a political message, but at the same time it feels that way in some parts. So there's that. But the movie is it's wow. It's really good. I would watch this again and again. It is very different from any superhero movies that I've seen. I'm about to sneeze, so oh, excuse me. It is very different from any superhero movie, and it's not a really anti-hero either. It's really its own thing. There's no way to really categorize it really within a superhero category. It's like it's its own thing really. There's no, it's like, oh yeah, it's this or it's this or it's this from the superhero genre. It really is its own thing. So I highly recommend seeing it this weekend. You'll just love the ride that they put you through. So, and at this point, right here, stop right here if you do not want spoilers, because I will be talking spoilers and I will be going a little bit in depth in them. So if you don't want any spoilers, this is your last chance. It stops right here. So okay, spoilers now. Okay, so there were parts, as I was watching it, I saw bits of The Killing Joke, the struggling comedian part. There was a scene. There are scenes he does with Zazie Beetz, I believe that's how you say her name. She was Domino in Deadpool 2, where they become friends and she's there for him, and it's happening one way, and then it turns out it was all up here. You know, he remembered it one way, but then it was actually this way. So it kind of reminds me of that panel from The Killing Joke where it says, sometimes I remember my past this way, sometimes I remember it that way, but if I'm going to have a past, I prefer for it to be multiple choice. And that's very much what it felt like, just kind of seeing him, you know, we're thinking it's this one thing, but it's actually this other thing. So that was pretty cool. The struggling comedian thing, just him bombing, and it leads him to being on the show with Robert De Niro, who plays a character, Murray, on the show, that he's kind of like Jay Leno and David Letterman type deal. And they invite Arthur, or Joker. I'm going to call him Arthur because in the movie he's known as Arthur. They invite him over to the show. So, but I will talk about that in a little bit. But then also his mother has this infatuation with Thomas Wayne, so there's that connection right there. And she's like, oh, you know, yeah, we were lovers, this and that, and Arthur actually ends up meeting Bruce, a 10-year-old Bruce Wayne, at one point, and we get to see Alfred, who was this big burly dude. It was really cool, and of course he's British, as Alfred always should be. And the only thing I really did not like was the portrayal of Thomas Wayne. he was not the fatherly figure we've come to know. He is very much a he's not a bad guy, but he's not really a good guy either. And he does call the like he does say a couple things that it's like that's I don't think that's something Thomas Wayne would say from the comic lore, but of course, it's never going to be the same thing from comic to screen. So, but it does kind of set up something for towards the end for the way he acts. And at one point, Arthur thinks that Thomas Wayne is actually his father. So there's that whole thing too. So that was interesting. And okay, so one thing I loved about Joaquin's performance as Joker was that there were parts where he was just laughing, and it seemed kind of weird at first, but then I realized why it seemed weird. He was laughing without emotion. It was just like his face had no emotion, but he was laughing, and it seemed like he was just kind of like. At first, I thought it was kind of like he was just doing it, but then as the movie went on, I realized he can't control that. He's just laughing. Well, they explained that he has a disorder about the laughter thing, but it just becomes more uncanny as it goes on, and you kind of start getting a little freaked out by it until you realize he kind of gets control of that. So that was pretty cool. I thought just him really being this sick person, and then knowing that he's sick, but then as the movie goes on and he keeps going down, another bad day after another bad day, he's never happy. He starts taking control of that, and seeing him take complete control of that at the end is just awesome. So yeah, that part was awesome. Just seeing that ride was pretty cool. People will say, hey, like, we don't need a Joker origin story. Well, we don't really, but at the same time, like I said, there are scenes in there that, we think it's happening one way, but it's another. So, and honestly, like, yeah, there is, we do again get to see the murder of Thomas and Martha Wayne, and they're in a riot because it's a whole thing, and it's caused by the clowns that are trying to eat the rich and kill the rich and take down the rich and all this. So there was kind of like an actual purpose for the death of Thomas Wayne, other than it just being a random killing, which was kind of nice for once too. Other than it just being a random mugging, there was actual somewhat of a reason to kill Thomas Wayne. So it was kind of nice to see that part, but we get to see again. I mean, that's like the 20th time we've seen that death happen. So yay! So we got that, and then just seeing Arthur. The performance is so awesome. Like, I can't get over it. I want to see this film again immediately. I just want to go back and start nitpicking what he's doing, his movements, his everything that he's doing. So, and then okay, this is a big spoiler. So now, if you're at this point, there's been a lot of spoilers, but this is a big spoiler. So when he gets onto the Murray show, which is Robert De Niro's show, he tries to tell a joke, and it's a very morbid joke, and they're like, hey, that's not really funny. And he's like, well, the comedy is subjective. What might be funny for me is not funny for you. And then he tries to tell one more joke, and he pulls out a gun and just pops Robert De Niro in the face on live television, which got an awesome reaction out of the crowd in the theater. We were just like, we knew it was coming, but when it actually happened, we're like, oh my God, that was awesome. So that was pretty cool. And just kind of seeing him, just kind of pop him a couple more times. He's clearly dead. He pops him in the head. So, but yeah, no, this whole just see him go into madness, even though he was already mad, is quite a journey. It's weird saying that I enjoyed seeing a man go into more madness, but knowing that it's the Joker. It just, it was good. It was, I don't know, I hesitate to say the word fun, but it was a ride. So yeah, no, there are other things that happen in the film that I'm gonna try not to spoil. I know this is the spoiler part of the review, but yeah, go see this movie. I highly recommend watching this. I'm gonna try to see it a couple more times, like I said, just to kind of nitpick the performance and kind of see the little things that I didn't catch this first time, just because I was so immersed into the story. So yeah, no, go watch this movie. Go watch it wherever you guys can. Cinemark, AMC, Animal Draft House, Studio Movie Grill, just wherever you guys want to go. Just go and watch this, and have fun. I enjoyed it a lot. So, but yeah, so this is my spoiler full review. So, yeah, just catch us on this Thursday, 8 p.m. We'll be talking VR and the future of video games. So I believe that is our current topic. It might change between now and Thursday, but currently right now we're going to be talking about VR and the future of gaming. So join us at 8 p.m. this Thursday. And then, of course, tomorrow we've got the Super Cool Nerd Nation interview I'm setting up. I'll be uploading later tonight for tomorrow. So I got an awesome guest this week. And then also, of course, catch Alternate Heads and also Anime Corner. So keep an eye out for those videos. And then, as always, keep on nerding.